there should be no phantom spirituality, that we only talk about it. Then it becomes organized religion. It doesn't become spiritual. This is why I'm saying that spirituality is not what you need clarity. First become clear, and that clarity will bring in innocence. That innocence automatically leads to spirituality.
If it's there, because the reaction is already taking place in your body.
Your awareness is as big as God is. You are way bigger than you know. You just don't give yourself that chance. When the wave is there, even if it's a tsunami, you have no control over a tsunami, but you have control over whether you will stand your ground or not. That's all it takes. You stand your ground. Authentically. You stand your ground. We'll see if the tsunami will take you or not. That's all it takes. So this is why for you to be able to stand your ground, you have to practice non-reaction. Because that's the moment. I told you, is the moment when you are critical, when your button has been pressed, when your trigger is on. That's when it matters. It doesn't matter how good you come across later on. How does it matter? It doesn't matter how beautiful you are later on and how loving you are and how sharing you are. I mean, you probably can give 10 euros gift to him later on. How does that matter? It doesn't. And this is how we live our relationships in the deprivation triad. We get triggered, we punch somebody in their face, and then later on we buy them a chocolate and say, I love you. This is how we function in the deprivation triad. We are constantly beating each other up with emotions, with reactions, emotional reactions. And then as soon as the wave is down, then you feel bad. Then you are hit with guilt, another emotion, and shame. And so to make up for this, now you're going to be extra nice to the other person. Then extra nice is not authentic. So that inauthenticity is going to get you exhausted. Then once you are totally tired, you're going to lash out again. Then when you lash out, you have reacted, you feel bad, and hence the loop goes on. This is why I'm breaking it down to this point, how ridiculous it is, how pathetic and poor it is. When we blame other people, when we come from emotional reactions, there is no love in it. The only way you know that you are beginning to become aware and bigger than the deprivation triad is when your behavior shifts, when you stop reacting, when you can stand your ground while the tsunami is hitting. You stand, the tsunami passes by. That is when you know your spirituality isn't phantom spirituality.
So Udumbara is all about authenticity. She's not playing mind games. She's very clear with her thoughts and her actions, and she's walking the talk. That kind of woman that she is, it's awfully inspiring. Trying to live up to that. Everything she's taught me, I try to let my writing reflect that, because I know there's a lot of people reading my books.
I wish the journey to awaken absolute clarity could be taught at school already, so that when we meet life, we are already equipped with our own inner clarity. All of us can only imagine the amount of suffering and struggle that would cut short for all of us. I've known her now for almost 2 decades, so I have seen her up close in her greatest difficulties. I watched her help all types of seekers find their own inner clarity. And that is why I can say she has the heart of a realized woman. She helps you to tap into the upgraded version of yourself.
It's not like a vaccination drive. Not everybody can be put in one row and given a vaccine and say, now you are absolutely clear, let's run this world.
I never met a so young person, so clear, so charming also, and so kind. I think she's a very great teacher.
It was not easy. I am an empath. The pressures that the toxic masculine paradigm puts on men like me, on empaths, and especially those men, men like me who can see possibilities beyond this existing paradigm. So I was uncomfortable, and it was challenging growing up in this toxic masculine paradigm. So for an empath like me, it was hell. Now I have a path. I have a learning. I am on a journey into diving into my own absolute clarity. Now I feel like a tree, grounding my roots in my own absolute clarity and reaching out, ascending beyond this existing paradigm into truths that I know to be true for myself and a lot of you out there. I'm closely associated with Udumbara Gesu, a being capable of holding the grace of the ascended masters and having the presence, the sharp, lightning presence of a pragmatic teacher. Imagine someone on a battlefield, a warrior facing life and death, but knowing with every movement, every moment, that their sword is just a channel for grace to come through.
But if you are not interested in you, then you won't journey with me. Then you will be a one-time product buying customer. Which I don't mind. Of course, I would love to make that money.
But you're not really interested.
I'm not interested. So show me something that you have. And your resonance, your willingness to change, your willingness to work on you, your willingness to love you, your willingness to include you in your life, in your process.
What really attracted me to Udumbara Gesu was that she's spiritual, but she's also very much down to earth. She's very clear about that it's no use being spiritual or esoteric if there isn't this element of the real world into it. That's what really amazes me about her. Because I always thought that esoteric meant being a fluff ball who was hovering 7 centimeters above ground and not getting their act together and not being able to pay their rent, because there are a lot of examples of that kind of people around.
Your journey to awaken your absolute clarity is to awaken that immovable trust in yourself.
मैं चाहती हूँ कि दुनिया की हर औरत इस इनर फ्रीडम को एक्सपीरियंस करे और इसकी वजह से ज़िंदगी में जो सुकून मिलता है उसे भी जिए। गेसु दीदी को अगर मैं एक वर्ड में डिस्क्राइब करूँ तो मैं उन्हें शेरनी कहूँगी।
She helps you to finally unleash the nuclear being that lies buried in all of us.
You were born with a direct connection to a timeless, unconditional clarity within you. When you're connected to it fully, you don't need any babysitters and agents for your consciousness. You're absolutely clear in life. You learn how to live a naturally ecstatic life. The kind of life that is built on self-trust. It's built on truth and it's built on courage. It gives you the ability to see through the fog. It gives you the power to outdo redundant paradigms and look at your own ecstatic life.